Hi, this is Carla Wills Brandon, coming to you from a tourist-invaded Galveston, Texas. I am sitting here right now with my son's computer. It's a disaster. It won't boot up. It won't get to where it's supposed to get. I've been messing with this thing now for probably about a week. It's just full of junk. When he first got it, the thing was lightning fast. Everything was clear. He could communicate with all of his buddies all around the world. And now the thing is like dead. So I don't know what I'm going to do. In working with this computer, it got me to thinking, that's kind of like us. Children, when they're really, really small, everything is new and exciting and they're in awe. They watch a caterpillar make a cocoon and a butterfly emerges and they're just amazed. They can spend hours watching ants create a huge ant pile. Also, children are innately, openly spiritual. They have no qualms talking about imaginary friends. They have no qualms telling their parents that they just saw grandpa or grandma who supposedly has crossed over to the next dimension. They'll run to their parents and say, "I saw grandma." And mom will say, "No, honey. No, no, no. Grandma went to heaven." And the child will say, "No, Mom, I just saw grandma." And what will happen is that they will listen to their parent who tells them no, they don't know what they're seeing. And so that is the beginning of the process of I hate to say this, but loading us up, uploading a bunch of messages, just like this computer I'm dealing with, which is such a mess. So much garbage has been uploaded into it that you can't get to the purity of the thing. And that's what happens to us. Society starts pounding on us. Religion comes in. So many religions tell us that we have to behave in a certain way, otherwise God isn't going to love us. We're going to be punished. What a bunch of malarkey. Or what we get is we get politics, and politics says, well, my way is the only way. You have to believe my way, my extreme way. And then another brand of politics says, no, that type of politics is completely and totally wrong. You must believe my brand of politics. And so slowly, we lose that connection with our higher self. As we age, we think we have to become bland and invisible in society and that we don't have anything to contribute. And so a lot of us kind of get depressed. And then for younger people being told, well, we're not going to listen to you because you're just materialistic and all you care about is yourself. And so with that sort of dogma uploaded into this right here between these two ears, we can't hear what younger people might have to offer to us. And so all of us end up walking around feeling somewhat spiritually bankrupt. And so here come the drugs, and here come the alcohol, and here comes the compulsive work, and here comes the lack of work or hopelessness or that sense of who the heck am I? Disconnect. It feels like we've been totally disconnected from that childlike sense of spirituality. There was a kid that I was working with, and his mother had to take the beloved pet, the goldfish, and give that goldfish the toilet funeral, if you want to say. And what the child said, was so funny, but so true. As the toilet was preparing itself for the fish, with the swirling water of the bowl, with the handle being pushed, the fish all of a sudden disappeared. And the child said, "Oh, now my fish can go be with all the other fish who go down the toilet." go to the other side, to the afterlife of fish. But isn't that just amazing? That's that inner sense of spiritual knowing expressing itself in that way out of the mouths of the babes. And so what do we do? What do we do when somebody tells us that they've had a near-death experience? A recent example, a woman was having brain surgery, and while she was having brain surgery, there were light beings around her. She sensed light beings around her. And then she received a message that everything would be okay. It was a type of near-death experience, and she didn't know who to talk to about that. She couldn't go talk to her minister about that. Her relatives weren't really going to get it. Thank goodness she had one adult child who did, who was interested in hearing what she had to say. Or the woman who said to me not so long ago, I hate having premonitions of upcoming passings. I don't know who to talk about it with. I just don't like having this ability at all. And we really had to have a discussion about this. Her religion had so clogged her up so badly that she thought that these premonitions were evil or wrong or bad. And so it took some time for her to sort out that, wow, this is really cool. You're the conduit between this life and the next, the person who's about to pass and those who will survive. What a gift to let the survivors know that you had this premonition about this. Or the after-death communication. The young boy whose mother is standing there, and the mother has passed when he was so young, just in his late teens. And there she is, in a dream, standing there, not looking sick, connected to tubes and emaciated, but in this dream, beautiful and vibrant, and the colors are indescribable. And she comes up to him and in the dream and gives him a hug and tells him, everything's okay. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I am so proud of you. I love you. The memory of that being shared with me brings a well of emotion to my eyes. I had a similar experience where in a dream, shortly after my mother had passed, the dream involved me meeting with her. And she came to me and she told me that everything was okay and that she was feeling better and that she would always be with me. Unfortunately, society put a wedge between me and that fantastic experience. Thankfully, I've been able to be of service and let individuals know, hey, look, what you just shared with me is so real and true, and treasure it. Always treasure it. So what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about all of this fogging that so many of us are carrying around with us, like this dang computer? I don't know what to do with it. Maybe it's fixable. I think that most of us in society can reclaim that higher self, that spiritual self, that childlike self that knows what's true and knows what's real. And how we reclaim that is we go to a quiet place. We go to a quiet place and we close our eyes. My quiet place is my garden, where I have all my herbs, and a big tree overhangs and offers shade, and there are monarch butterflies, and there's a cool breeze. Living on an island, that's the wonderful thing. The breezes and the salty air. And I like to sit out there and I like to close my eyes. And I have a visual concept that works for me when I connect with my higher self. And I see that concept in my mind's eye. And for you, you have to determine what that is. It could be butterflies. It could be an angel. It could be even a relative that has crossed over. And so what I do is I ask that part of myself to blend with me so that we can together explore spirituality and explore after-death communications, near-death experiences, so that we can be our own scientists, so that we can see, wow, these experiences are so consistent from culture to culture, from person to person. You know, science is about looking for consistency. Scientists want to see, when they're looking at something, they want to see that the same thing happens over and over again, and the results are the same. Well, you know, that's what we can explore. If we look at near-death experiences, what we see is that typically individuals have a sensation of leaving their body. That was my dog. But they have a sensation of leaving their body and looking down on their body and then traveling to some sort of dimension with brilliant colors and sometimes music, and meeting up with deceased relatives and loved ones, and sometimes having a life review, reviewing their entire life and seeing where they have been and what wrongs they need to right, and then they come back and they're transformed. And they move from being extremely materialistic to wanting to be of service. And then, of course, there are departing visions for those who are getting ready to cross over. There is this discussion with those at the bedside that those who have gone before them are there waiting for them, and that death is no longer scary, and that all will be well, and they get a glimpse of an afterlife, and they pass peacefully. Or for the survivors, the experience of being told that their loved one would be crossing over soon, or having a deceased relative or loved one come to them in a dream, or just like showing up and saying, I'm here, and I'm here to collect Mother. Or as my young son said when he was visited by an angel, Damas is here to take Da to the sky. And Damas is an angel who does collect, who actually can be traced back into historical literature. Where my son heard that word, I do not know. But that is the essence of that experience. And of course, then the after death, the after physical death contact, which comes in dreams, or if I go to the ocean and I'm really blue and I suddenly see a herd of dolphins swimming, that's a message from my mother. Or if I hear certain songs on the radio, which, you know, it's not like everyday pop, it's stuff that's like a gazillion years old, and I'll be feeling really bad about something, and then suddenly that song will come on the radio, and I'll know that that's my mother. My mother is near. Or all of those individuals who have had those really interesting after-death communications involving phone calls, where they receive a phone call from their loved one who has already crossed over. I can't tell you how many of those I have collected. So, here's what I would like for you to do. I'm going to go back and try to fix this computer. What I want you to do is I want you to take a look at all the dogma that's clogging you up, that's keeping you from discovering who you are as a spiritual being. Is there some religion that's telling you that you're bad and wrong because you want to explore avenues of afterlife contact? Is there some part of you that's afraid you're going to go to hell if you do? I know that's a loud and clear message in certain religions. Is there a part of you that carries with you deep-seated wounds of loss and grief? And you're just angry at the whole mess. Why did my loved one have to be taken so young? Or why am I left alone? Or why is my child gone? Maybe you need to sit with somebody who's really loving and caring, who can help you, and hold you, and allow you, and give you permission to feel all the feelings that you need to feel, so that you can begin to clear away some of that cobweb, and you're not going to lose memories of your loved ones. You're not going to. Sometimes anger helps us for a while. It helps us. But then it's time to really, really, really move past the anger and deal with the grief that's there, the grief that needs our attention. So, okay, it's sitting here and it's looking at me and it's booted up for the millionth time, and we'll see how long it lasts. But I hope that you enjoyed this brief little message, and I hope that you too can clear away the wreckage, the cobwebs, the fog, the garbage, the dogma, and allow your spiritual self to settle in again. It never left. It's always been there. And you can be your own scientist, and you can begin to explore. Trust me, it'll be a really, really good ride. This is Carla Wills Brandon. Take care.